he's free. Oh well, at least he's back in the wilderness.
Well, this is it, folks.
A final conclusion to the Godzilla Rise of the King trilogy is finally out on my YouTube channel. A whole half of a year, well maybe even more years in the making of this trilogy. But not only that, it needed more rewriting, re-editing, and also retitling. But I had a lot of problems in pre-production even before it came close to post-production. So for this year's first film, I'm going to show you the end of the making Godzilla Rise of the King trilogy. Let's begin, shall we? Most of my recent projects that I've made over the past decades, they won't always need to be scripted. Never comes as a surprise when it comes to media projects such as stop motion or cartoon animation or filmmaking, that matters. So with my trilogy of Rise of the King, I really did need to script out the film. So as a matter of fact, it took me only about a whole entire 2 months to complete and rewrite chapter 2. Well, not chapter 2, chapter 1 with my good friend GODZILLA, who I'll leave a link to her channel in the description down below. It took me about a whole month to write chapter 2. And at least 3 whole months to complete and rewrite chapter 3 to make sure that I did the right complete story of the trilogy series as I wanted it to be. So when it came to the writing process, I had the story all written out in my head, but it was like I couldn't get it typed out fast enough. So whipping the story onto the page, it's like whenever I can't even write, I say to myself in my own head, you gotta be started on blank for a little while, and then I say to myself, don't get me started on blank, and then I started writing the sentences, dialogue, and locations on the Google Docs. But that doesn't stop there though. Once all 3 scripts are written out, the real work begins. Filming. As much as comes to a surprise when the scripts are fully written, this is when the real work begins. It nearly took me about half a year, like I said in the previous chapter of this documentary, that it took me about 5 to 6 months of production on the trilogy. But that isn't because of I was holding back on the project. That was not the case. You see, I had a lot of going on, such as family situations, I had college going on, I even had a lot of things as well in my personal life going on. But luckily enough, I managed to get back on track and managed to finish the entire trilogy, so this year I can finally move on into the next project. The props that I used for this film trilogy included the King's Arrival series, or mainly miniature sets that you use for dollhouses, Playmobil sets, the Cork Soldier figures, Godzilla figures, you name it. I even used Google Docs to write the scripts as well, as I should have mentioned that before, because I'm a lazy asshole. But overall, at least I managed to get the film done, because if it weren't for my positive energy, this film wouldn't have became a dead man's one. But after when all the work is finished, as a filming, that's when it comes to the best part, which is editing. So when it came to the fun part, which is editing, that actually brings my ideas to life. Even the matter of fact that it always takes time, either day, afternoon, or night, to get every single part of the set done, even through the writing, editing, filming, etc., to make everything perfect as it can be. No, not only that it took me about half a year to get the trilogy finished, I even needed time to myself that almost even precludes me to cancel the project, which I'm so happy that it didn't turn out as I was back when my old channel was on YouTube. Thankfully it Well, that's it folks, this is the final chapter of this short documentary. I just want to say thank you all for supporting me through this time on making these films. I know these 3 films weren't like the best improvement, but it was improvement of not using green screen all the time like I used to do back in 2021. But also, for the next project, The End of the Mice, also King's Rival version, I'll be making sure that everything is so much better than the previous films I have made so far. And I'll make them more entertaining, more genetic, more ironic, more everything. That all you guys, including my friends such as GODZILLA, Albany, TM Productions, like nearly everyone who I have cares for, like they are the best friends I have ever had, and I would never trade them for the world. And if I have to say a message, it would be now. So keep your hands busy, whether it's writing, film, editing, animation, cinema, jogging, like exercising, anything. Because if you keep your hands busy, you aren't a creator, you are an inspiring creator. I'll be making an update video very soon to explain which films I'll be making this year, including the live action film. I'll be seeing you guys on the other side. And thank you all for watching.